Seattle Public Schools operates over 9 million square feet of buildings, spends over $8 million every year on utility bills, and uses enough electricity to power about 4,600 residential homes. Two resource conservation specialists work closely with the schools, community partners, and other departments to promote a culture of conservation throughout the school system. They're focusing on 3 target areas: energy efficiency, recycling and waste reduction, water quality and conservation, and 3 programs including the Shared Savings Award, Green Team Support, and the Conservation Hero Award. Here's how the Shared Savings Award works. It's a cool idea.
Using some sophisticated software, the 2 resource conservation specialists track utility use for every school from one computer at the central office. Utility data for each school is graphed every month and audited once a year. Schools that meet annual conservation goals or reduce use compared to the previous year receive a Shared Savings Award. That means that if the school district saves money, your school gets a portion of it to do more good work.
For energy efficiency, the goal is to use less than 3,700 BTUs per square foot per month. Just so you know, BTU stands for British Thermal Unit. It's one of those old-fashioned units of measurement that's stuck. A British thermal unit is the amount of energy needed to heat 1 pound of water, which is exactly 1/10 of a United Kingdom gallon, or about 0.1198 of a US gallon, from 39 degrees Fahrenheit to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Weird, but true. BTU. 21 of 83 Seattle schools met the goal of using less than 3,700 BTUs per square foot per month. These schools will have their Shared Savings Award transferred to a utility conservation account in their school budget ready for next fall. 14 other schools reduced their energy use compared to the previous year. We're headed in the right direction.
Results to date show that the average energy use across all schools is 4,274 BTUs per square foot per month, which is an average reduction from previous years of 88 BTUs per square foot per month, or just over 2%. Progress. On the Resource Conservation website, you can track how the schools compare year by year. So far, Franklin is the only high school reaching the goal of using less than 3,700 BTUs per square foot per month. Go Franklin!
Here is a 2-year bar graph for Franklin High School. The yellow is electricity use, and the orange is natural gas use. By comparing the month-to-month energy use to the green dotted line, which is the goal set at 3,700 BTUs, you can see that over the course of a year, they are averaging just under the ceiling. For comparison, here's a few other Seattle high schools: Ballard, Cleveland, Chief Sealth International School, Garfield, Ingram, Nathan Hale, Rainier Beach, Roosevelt, West Seattle.
What about the category of recycling and waste reduction? The goal for this category is measured in 2 ways. The first is based on the rate of recycling. What percentage of your school's total trash is being diverted from going to a landfill? In the city of Seattle, we are sending a mile-long train with 100 boxcars from our garbage to a landfill in eastern Oregon. This happens every day, all year long. The Seattle Resource Conservation Specialists have set a goal that each school needs to shoot for a recycling rate of at least 50%. We are a long way behind Safeco Field, which is recycling at 81%, and further still from the ultimate goal of zero waste. But 50% is a start. Here's the ranking so far. Among Seattle high schools, only Garfield is recycling at a rate better than 50%. If recycling had the same status as football or basketball teams, here's the ranking for Seattle high schools based on available data. Garfield, 53%. Ballard, 41%. West Seattle, 35%. Ingram, 31%. Chief Sealth International School is at 29%. Nathan Hale and Rainier Beach are tied at 26%. Cleveland at 24%. Roosevelt at 23%. Last is Franklin at 17%.
The second way that Seattle schools are ranked, related to recycling and waste, is by reductions in the volume of waste being generated. And since schools have different numbers of students, to make it fair, the equation for meeting the goal is to have less than 4 cubic feet of garbage per student per month. A cubic foot is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. 4 of these units is about the size of a typical black plastic garbage bag. So picture every student in the school carrying one of these bags full of their own portion of the school's total trash. You have to carry your bag of trash around every day for a month, and then the next month you add a bag. So you're carrying 2 bags around. The next month, 3 bags.
Look at the data for Garfield High School. The graph shows 2 years, month by month. The green dotted line is the goal of generating less than 4 cubic feet of garbage per student per month. Gray is the cubic feet going in our landfill, in the Oregon mile-long daily garbage express. Blue is the percent being recycled, and green is the percent being composted. Garfield is doing something right. Ballard is looking really good too. They're below the threshold of 4 cubic feet of garbage per student per month, but just a bit behind Garfield because their ratio of landfill, gray, to recycling, blue, is higher than at Garfield.
And now for the data on water quality and conservation. The goal for schools in this category is to try to consume less than 75 gallons of water per student per month. Water use relates to drinking fountains, sinks, toilet flushing, gym showers, all water that ends up in the sewer system. Irrigation is separately metered on a dedicated system registered with Seattle Public Utilities. Here's what a gallon looks like. 75 of these per student or less.
Cleveland is leading among Seattle high schools. They are below the green dotted line target of 75 gallons per student per month. Based on available data, our high school rankings now look like this. Cleveland at 52 gallons, Garfield at 54, Chief Sealth International High School at 55, West Seattle 63, Roosevelt 66 gallons, Ballard at 79 gallons per student per month, just misses the target. Franklin is also over the limit at 86 gallons. Rainier Beach is at 93 gallons. Ingram consumes 158 gallons? That's curious. Nathan Hale is not rated because their school is being remodeled during the year of data collection.
In addition to the Shared Savings Program, the Seattle Resource Conservation Specialists also manage 2 other programs. Through the Green Team Support Program, individual school green teams can apply for funding support and work toward getting certified as a Washington Green School. A total of $26,000 was shared with the 37 schools that applied for Green Team funding in March 2012. This funding supports conservation at the school level by allowing schools to invest in promotional materials, Green Team meeting support, field trips, staff time, building equipment, self-help projects, and teacher training.
The final program is the Conservation Hero Award. In this program, schools nominate a person or group that has been working to foster a culture of conservation at their school. Here's the Conservation Hero at Garfield, the only high school to have a nominee. Jane Foy, parent volunteer.
Jane has done an amazing job diversifying our recycling crew. While Earth Core is about 95% white and girls, our composting crew each day is predominantly minority students with a balance of boys and girls. She's done this by recruiting directly in the lunchroom during lunchtime. Jane has an amazing personality and is very warm. Students realized that they could trust this white woman who was asking them to dig in trash each day at lunch. They have really responded to her leadership.